Let's get it started, man. We had a week.
Hey,
We had a week to not. I'm not even gonna say relax because
I
that
didn't even
doggone
really.
hurricane. So first of all, this is my whole question: where the hell? So I watch the news daily. People was
But
like, y'all need to watch the news. How you ain't know? I watch the news all the time, but I'm mainly watching the news when I watch it for
crime,
traffic,
crime.
for crime,
Yeah.
because I want to see what's around me, who getting shot, where do I not need to stop for
Well,
gas. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking for traffic and I'm looking for weather. And so I know for a fact, I watched the news all the week prior to this storm. I ain't hear about this storm till like 2 hours before it hit,
that's
man.
not true.
Like what?
They was-
I'm probably being a little dramatic. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
I'm being a little dramatic, but it was pretty much I felt like I didn't know about this storm. Like I don't even know his name because he came and went. What was the nigga name? Henry?
Nicholas,
Oh, Nicholas.
he
Okay.
did come.
I
He
didn't
did. He
even
did. He
know.
flew through.
I didn't even know about Nicholas. Like Nicholas was like an ex that pop up, show out, cause a scene, and leave real quick. Like,
Yeah,
where did you even come from? Like you
like
were triggered and you came to my house and you just turned up and you left. I didn't even know Nicholas was like even coming until an hour before he hit. And I was tripped out. I was like, wait.
yeah. No, there people mention that. Don't do that to my
Man,
news anchor.
I be watching the meteorologists, and I know, and everybody's like, you know what, man? Listen, I watch the news, I do
I
all
was
that good
unprepared
stuff,
too. I ain't had no gas.
but I did. I tell you what, when I heard about it, I went ahead and went to the gas station because I went to work. I think I went to work that day. What's up, Jonathan Davis? I went to work. We're gonna let you
That
guys come
boy
in here first.
blind.
Me and Frank usually run our
What up,
mouth real
blind?
quick, but I went to work and I just remember my phone going off like, yeah, it's a hurricane
Yeah, it's on the
outside.
way, baby.
What? From where? From who? Who sent him?
Them people
And
had,
so,
they were saying that it was kind of waiting out there, hanging out. They didn't know exactly where it was gonna hit. So you are kind of right. It kind of
man,
landed quick, but they
that shit was
mentioned it.
crazy. I
Jay
think this was
Blind,
the first
post
time.
your information, Blind, so I can shout out your services out there in Cali. But yeah,
So
I wasn't prepared.
yeah, I luckily I had went grocery shopping, and you have to excuse me. My kid done started school. I feel like I'm literally sick every other week. It's
Yeah, you
crazy.
got to take them airborns.
Man, I'm
Yeah.
on the airborns. I'm on anti-inflammatory. I'm on all this mess, man.
What
My
about
kids,
with
man.
the C booster? You put in the drink.
Oh, that's
And
airborne too, isn't it? Or are you
it's kind
talking
of like
about
the same thing.
Theraflu?
That is orange juice.
Yeah, I feel like it's like Theraflu or something. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, this hurricane was a mess. But I'm happy. I'm hoping. I feel like everybody we know for the most part came out okay, with the exception of being without power for a few. But
Yeah,
that's
I was without
definitely
power. That's why I missed last week's show.
that
I
was.
was without power. But
Mm-hmm.
man, the weather was cool, so I was all right with that. You know what I mean? I
But
sat
check it, we got a
outside.
cold front coming tomorrow. You know that, huh?
I'm a big boy. I mean, I don't know if they can see the titties from the top half, but I'm a big nigga, so that's all right with me.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. I'm excited because it's literally to me, I feel like every time I step outside, I'm drenched. It feels
Yeah,
and it's not even the heat, it's the humidity. I feel like a sauna. It's like a sauna outside. And then I got the nerve to have all this Malaysian woman hair in my head. That
yeah,
ain't helping. I'm like,
yeah.
oh
You all diva
damn.
it up, baby.
I ain't
It's
even
just hot. I
know.
sweat too. I don't have to be doing nothing. I sweat. I'm just
Do you carry around the towel?
yeah. I'm a big guy. I got
So
the
you
towel.
carry around the towel.
Kind of part of the nigga
You
outfit.
they got the white towel over your shoulder. How many
Yeah,
towels do you
I
own?
got the little face towel or something.
How many
But I think
club
the
towels?
towel kind of fly though. I think the towel make a
It's
statement.
part of y'all. It's part of y'all wardrobe.
Yeah, but I think the towel makes a statement because it ain't dirty. You can
Yeah,
already tell out the rip if a nigga a player by he got a clean
he got
white
a towel.
towel.
I made
Yeah,
a post about that. I don't know no dude that ain't player that they walk around with a towel. Everybody walk around
yeah,
with a towel. Real player. They ready to sweat.
yeah.
They prepare for
I'm
everything.
already ready to sweat. That's what's happening. I'm a big guy.
For sure.
So Definitive Safety Group presents Blind Spot Podcast launching October 3rd. That's the homie, man. He doing good things. He's food prep, different things to start a food truck, restaurant, safety measures, all kind of stuff
I
to get
like
you rolling and
food.
going.
You had me
He's
at
solid,
food.
and he's a solid guy.
You had me at food. I'm interested.
Yeah.
Check him out. Check out Jonathan Davis. So yeah, man. Let's get into one. This little lighthearted topic before we get into the heavy stuff. What's up, Zach East? Thank you for joining us tonight.
What's up, Zach?
Um.
See, I think a
So
lot of people, this small talk is gonna flow perfect into the conversation because I think a lot of people toxic trait is the bullshit they carrying on.
Yeah. Now, when you
Yeah,
say carrying on, are you speaking on like
everything,
okay,
everything. See, but I
repetitive
ain't really with this
repetitive
like
foolishness?
this. Yeah, I ain't really with the like the pettiness. To me, when that whole vibe and era was going, oh, I'm petty. I just kind of feel like that's for miserable people.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
you're not petty.
I'm not gonna lie. It's the
You a
name,
jerk,
the
dog.
petty.
You a jerk. Yeah, that shit is already
Petty. So I have everybody that follow me on Instagram knows that my Instagram name is the Petty Champion. It came
Yeah.
about during the petty era, but I really do feel like those who truly know me know that
You're
I'm
a
not
jerk.
petty. I'm not petty unless given a reason to. I definitely don't antagonize first. I don't initiate the petty. Now, what I need to work on, and this would roll over into a toxic trait, what I definitely need to work on is not meeting fire with fire, because I tend to meet fire with a volcano.
That might be my toxic.
Bull.
My
And
my toxic trait is I just don't let it go. I'm mad.
yeah,
See, I'm the type of
but
person that
it's
you get
bad.
into it with at the club and you don't want to fight, or we have a fight, but I'm kind of waiting outside by your car.
That's
Like
me.
I didn't
That's
finish.
me.
Win,
That's
lose, or
me.
draw. I'm kind of still
But
burned
you
up
know,
about what happened.
but you got to understand, though, I know the reason why I'm like that. And I've talked to several people about that. And I'm proud to announce as well, I found a Black therapist. I will be starting therapy on, I think like November 21st or something. She booked and busy. But anyway.
Okay. Definitely shout out when you go. I had a lot of people that asked me about that. Yeah.
I do have a therapist. And for those who do have the regular 9 to 5, I'm almost certain you have what is called an EAP program and your benefits. Most people do. Check your benefits packages. And I believe that the standard EAP program through employers cover 3 therapy sessions. So you get your first 3 therapy sessions for free if that therapist is in your network with your company. So
that's news they can use right there.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be starting therapy on because I had an episode. Now I feel like I only have episodes, Frank, literally like every 5 years. Because
you might need to reset your biological clock every 5 years. That's okay.
What I'm realizing is that I don't address people as head on as I thought I did.
Right.
And what happens is it builds, and once it comes to a head, I go off
explode.
And
you explode. So is that one of your toxic traits?
That is a toxic trait of mine. My toxic trait, I need to learn how to calmly address people out the gate immediately when they do something out of line, opposed to saying, you know what, that's just them, I'm gonna let them make it, or even being jokeful, like get my lick back, but jokeful, like B, that's why and then going on like, no, I need to say, you know what, I'm not okay with that. I don't want to cuss you out because I know where I'm gonna take it. And so I need to work on that. And I think a lot of us do that, and we may not realize it. We think that we're addressing it, and we're not.
But you're really
because
not.
They keep doing it.
I just don't address it. I'm getting better though. That's something I can say.
Are you assertive though? Like, I don't like that. Don't do that shit no more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But everything I shouldn't bark at. So my thing is, I'm gonna check you off the rip and feel like, but I have to learn everything doesn't deserve you to even respond in that manner.
But what if it bothers you? If it bothers you, you should address it, right?
I think in certain situations, this is how I am. I'm gonna change me most times. So if me and you have an issue, we probably gonna never have this issue again because I ain't gonna put myself in that situation. So most time I'm gonna go and address me first. Now, and this could be like in a quick situation at a Wendy's. Okay, you get in my space. I might move. Now, if you're in my space again, then I know that I've done my part one. That whenever part 3 happens, I felt like, man, I tried to keep this from happening. Same thing with just small, if you somebody like you say, a woman or guy do something to you, I'm gonna change it and make sure that, hey, I done my part. You know what? I might have been wrong. Yeah. I might have came out wrong. Let me do this next time. And if it keep happening,
I definitely know when I pop off. And so when I finally pop off on people and it shock them, or they be like, damn, that was too harsh, or you didn't have to handle me like that. Yeah. It'd be bad. And I've even done it. The reason why I'm seeking therapy, just to put y'all in my business a little bit, because it's a podcast, I'm gonna be transparent, is because I feel like I went too hard on my mom. Now I'm never gonna raise my hand or nothing like that. I'm not doing that ever. But I think that it was something deep down that built up, and I didn't address it like I should have, and it ended up overflowing to where I was like, you know what? For me, don't want to do that no more, because that's not even who I am. And I need to learn how to either address stuff head on or leave it be and change who I'm around. And I have gotten better with that. So what I will do now with family, this is hard. With my blood relatives, this is hard. But with friends, acquaintances, I will leave somebody. I will definitely leave somebody alone before I have to fight them, before they take me out of my character to that extent, because I'm just not doing that. I got too much to lose at this point. But the conversation I have, I'm going to therapy for.
Yeah,
so
coincidentally, when you had the same issue with your mom, I kind of had the same issue. I think about if not the same week, I had the same issue with, with my mom. My sister was there though. And my sister's somebody that can talk to me in reason in the situation. So my sister was like, just stop. Because I was, telling what I was saying, I felt like was true, but it's a certain time it doesn't deserve the response at that time. So you gotta try to start gauging if you're trying to get your leg back, or you're trying to let a person know that they overstepping their boundaries. A lot of times you're trying to get your leg back.
You're just getting your leg back. That's the difference. That right there, you just said a mouthful. Getting your leg back.
It's
versus
ego.
Actually addressing the issue and saying, you know what?
Right.
I'm not gonna get my lick back, but I'm gonna let you know I don't like what you just did. And this is your grace right here that I'm gonna give you. I'm not gonna go off now, but I'm letting you know don't do it no more. Now the next time you do it, I'm gonna go off. And that's what I definitely need to work on, because right out the gate I get my lick back. I don't need
your mama got a fine name. Your mama,
and that's what throws people off. That's what throws people off, because they like, why are you coming at me? And it'd be like, you know what? I didn't tell her so much.
Yeah, you've done so much to trigger this. Hey, your mama got a fine name. Like your mama named Carmen. Like, I ain't never seen an ugly Carmen. Your mama got to be fine.
It's so funny you said that, because I know that when she used to come up to the school, people used to joke with me, I'm gonna be your stepdaddy, and I used to be so mad.
I'm at the age though. I'm at the age.
I used to be so mad. Like, don't look at my mom. Like, I used to be fighting mad. Like, I stopped talking to some of my homeboys behind it. But
I'm at the age that I can date Carmen. Yeah.
Zach has seen my mom before. Zach has seen my mom before.
Give us a little idea of what she looking like, Zach.
But yeah, I'm not gonna do it no more, man.
What's another toxic trait that you carry? And
for me, I don't know how to work on relationships. I'd rather throw them away.
Oh yeah, you're a runner. She's a runner. Yeah, she's a track star.
I don't know. I don't have the whatever is needed for the fortitude of salvaging certain relationships. I don't have it. I would rather leave you where you at than to work on it, because I just feel like that's more energy than I care to extend. If that makes sense. And that's not always, and it shouldn't be like that. Like, I should have the energy to work things out with certain people. But the messed up thing is, after a certain amount of time, so much time goes by, and I'm like, you know what, I'm used to them being gone. I don't care no more. So that's something else that I know I need to work on.
My toxic trait is I don't have to live with nothing or nobody.
Yeah, that's me.
My thing is, if it's going to work.
It's a name for that.
What is it called?
It's called hyper individualism.
Oh.
Twitter be teaching me.
Yeah. Okay.
Hyper individualism is
I just feel
when
like if it's meant to be, and I mean this is just going to the store buying a bag of chips. If
yeah,
it's meant to be, it'll be. One of my favorite saying, if it don't fall in place, it don't
you know,
fit.
that's it.
And
That's it.
so
But that's not always the case because you know what that
that's
thought
true.
process basically says is I don't have to work to maintain my
That's true.
relationship.
That's
Or I
true.
don't have like it's automatically gonna work. It's automatic, like
And
it's just
that's
supposed to happen, and
relationships,
that's not true.
friendships. But I think a lot of this
That's not
stuff,
true.
I do think a lot of this stuff is automatically gonna work if you being 100. I think I
It's
don't want to
it's,
leave
it's
that
a
out.
two-way street too, though.
Yeah, but you don't have to force this. If both people are being a buck, it's gonna work.
Yeah,
Friendship,
yeah,
relationship,
yeah,
business, whatever. If both of y'all are being genuine,
yeah,
then you don't have to go out your way to do anything.
yeah, yeah. That's facts. You hear what Zach said about
That
my
she
mom?
rather harder every time I see her. She used to make conversation. She like the muscles, Zach. She like the red
Whatever.
bars. Yeah,
My mom is just nice.
Zach.
That's what that is.
By no means do you get on back of that Harley with her, boy. By
What's
no
up,
means.
man? I think so. Somebody did mention that me and Frank was buzzing off of drinks. I ain't gonna lie, I'm hot. I need to stop drinking because I've only taken a few sips of my wine and I'm hot. Frank, what are you having today?
Hey, I'm drinking scotch like always. Glenn
Like
Levitt. Glenn
always.
Levitt. That was my last shot of Glenn Levitt too, so I might be drinking
I
some
feel
cheap
like
shit
I
later.
need to try that because you drink that every podcast, every
Nobody really
episode.
like it.
Okay, man. So now that we have the small talk and we have y'all's attention, I guess we could get into this topic, man. I got a
Please
lot to
do.
say about this topic for anybody. I really hope that those tuning in right now had an opportunity. What I try to do every Tuesday, a little before the show, I probably should do it more in advance, but I do my best work at the last minute, so you got to work with me.
Hey, you're
But
doing a good job doing it. Don't worry
what
about that.
what I try to do every Tuesday is drop some kind of teaser, some kind of content to kind of let the viewers know what it is we're going to be talking about, kind of give you an idea of you know, pretty much what's going to be going on and give you some kind of visual to where you can follow along easily. And so what we'll be talking about today, which I'm sure a lot of us, because most of us have kids, can relate to, is basically pertaining to co-parenting. And you know, the lady was speaking, I felt some facts, but I I feel like the information she is putting out, if you're a woman who really doesn't have how can I put this without being
No, don't be
condescending?
politically correct. We ain't doing that.
if
What
you're
you
if
is.
I feel like the information she putting out is good for a rational woman who's thinking, not thinking with all emotion, but thinking more so with logic. If you
Does that really
watch,
happen?
it does. Well, you know, I've met a lot of women who are like myself, and they basically you know, are able to separate emotion and logic. Like and that's another thing I'm going to therapists for. I'm able to compartmentalize my
Get that shit
feelings.
right. Get it right.
So basically the lady was saying how, you know, I don't know if she's dealing with a man who is doing this, but it's a co-parenting situation going on, and the guy pretty much is a letdown to the child. And I guess he keeps making all these promises and things like that, saying how he's going to come and get the baby, saying how he's going to, you know, just making a bunch of promises. And it's starting to get to the point now where the child is being let down. And so she's taking it upon herself to be a protective parent, because I do feel like, you know, in co-parenting situations, marriages, whatever, you either got two parents who are protective, or you have one who is protective and one who really isn't.
Right.
And so this particular situation, she's the protective parent because she basically honed in on the fact that her child was feeling away because these promises were being broken. They were looking forward to seeing the father wasn't coming. And so she took it upon herself without the court to say, you know what? You're not able to come get your child no more, because every time you say you're going to come get our baby, you let this child down. And it's my job as a protective parent to make sure that my child's psychological state of mind basically isn't tampered
because
with.
she has to deal with that when you don't come.
Right.
Like when you don't show up. I mean, I waited
Right.
on my daddy to come back, and I'm just
Correct.
standing in that window, just standing in the window, and the nigga fucked around and died. You understand what I'm saying? He died. He never came back.
Yeah.
But so what's your take on it? Like, do you feel
Um
at what point do you feel like you got to cut them off and say, nah, not no more?
so speaking for myself, like I said, I'm very logical. And I'm gonna kind of again let y'all in my business a little bit. I don't really have a lot to hide because I don't feel like the stuff I go through, the stuff I've went through, is something y'all haven't heard about before. So I don't have a
I mean,
reason to
everybody
hide
got the
that.
same problems.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah.
along the same lines and not nothing too crazy. But I know that in my co-parenting situation, luckily, this is not my problem. This is not my testimony. So I'm not gonna sit here and paint it out to be like it is. My kid's dad comes and gets her when and if I need him to. He's pretty good about that. He's pretty good about making promises. But
If he
there was a
wasn't,
courageous there was a courageous conversation that was had that I felt played a major role in my expectations of him when it came to that.
okay.
And so out the gate, because I'm very transparent and I'm very good about separating my logic and emotions, I let him know, listen, don't ever, because our child is very intuitive, very smart. I said, don't ever tell her something that you're not going to do. Because what that's going to do, especially as a female child, but with any child for that fact, with a female child as her father, if you tell her something, you don't do it, and you program her to think that or operate by that, like, oh, I can be told something and it falls through and they don't do it and it's okay. She's gonna grow up and apply that to her relationships as well. She's gonna grow
Yeah,
up
I didn't
and
think
apply
about
that to
that.
life.
I didn't
And
think like that.
and that's the kind of thinker I am. I think really far ahead when it comes to my child's psychological mindset. Like her thought process, her brain, her emotional state is very, very important to me. And so I broke it down to him like that. And I told him my expectations. Now, if you can't come do something, I'd rather you not even put it in her mind. Like, don't say you're going to come back and you don't come back because she's going
Okay,
to be at
so
the window.
in the situation he's not the parent that he is,
Mm-hmm.
when do you say, hey, you know what, Raina, you can't,
So
okay,
because
do you still have to let him talk to her, or do you even
so
get cut off 100%, even saying we're not even gonna have phone conversations because I don't want you to tell her that you're gonna come through and
yeah.
you're not. When do
So
you cut them off?
so this is my thing. This is the whole point of a courageous conversation. When you set expectations, it's completely up to that person to drop to like let down on the expectations or uphold them. So don't think
Yeah,
that just because you have a conversation, the
it's gonna
expectations are
work.
going to be
But see,
upheld.
something too about those courageous conversations. You can put your expectations, but they have to be in the realm of doing.
Absolutely.
You got
Absolutely.
some parents that have these expectations of the partner, just say
Mm-hmm.
financially. You want them to buy if the birthday party. My barber was just telling me that his kid they want to give him $1,500 on Monday for Friday to go to Miami on the bus with the
Mm-hmm.
basketball team. And so
Mm-hmm.
he's saying,
And they just told them.
my son not talking to me. His mama is mad, saying she's paying half. It's nowhere in hell that it's $3,000 for a team to go to Miami.
That's poor communication. That falls back on
Okay,
poor communication.
but
So
still,
there's
so the
no way I would do
expectations
that.
were unrealistic. So one thing about the
Right.
expectations got to be doable. It got to be some 50-50.
Attainable expectations. Absolutely. Like, I'm
But
not gonna
women,
ask my child's
women,
father, yeah, for her 5th birthday, buy her a PJ, buy her a private jet. That's
yeah. But
stupid.
see, women make the expectations because they feel like they hold the keys.
Mm-hmm.
So
Don't
women
say
make.
women though. Not all women.
Well,
Not
I'm just
all.
saying,
A
but we're gonna
lot.
say majority because majority of the women. This is what always been my argument. I'm gonna kind of
Mm-hmm.
tend off a little bit. A woman, you can tell a woman you don't want to have a baby, right? Well, y'all know what y'all doing. Both of us know what you're doing. You get pregnant. It's already understood. Okay, now look, well, you don't want any children. I don't want any children. She gets pregnant. All of a sudden, she's gonna tell you, "I'm keeping my baby." It's her baby all the way up until we get on child support. Now it's our baby. So, if is it your baby? Is it our baby? Is it our decision? That's gonna be a whole nother show. But it's kind of hard being in a situation where somebody keep telling the kid what they're gonna do, what they're gonna do, what they're gonna do, and they don't do it because you shutting them off from the dad is not gonna help. But you allowing the dad to lie to them is definitely not gonna help. So it's a hard situation. I think I would probably do something like this. I've been in this situation before with my kids, kind of, but I didn't handle it the way that like I thought I should. Like I would handle it now. You know what I'm saying? Being 10 years later, like my niece is 21, and so my niece is like my daughter. So when her daddy didn't come through, I didn't handle it like I feel like I would handle it now because I was so young and I was aggravated. You know what really bothered
You
me?
just kind of went off.
I went off, and because what bothered me about dudes when it comes to kids is I wouldn't even let her ask you for nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah, you her daddy, but she can't even. She already know she can't ask you financially for anything. So
because
she's not gonna even ask you for nothing,
down.
and you still don't even have time. So, but I would probably do something like at this moment, like, hey, I'm not gonna let you tell her that you can come pick her up, but we're gonna be at Chuck E. Cheese X, Y, and Z day from 3 to 5. So if you come, you come. It's like a surprise to her. And that's like the icing on the cake. But if you don't show up, she wasn't expecting daddy to come anyway.
Right.
We gonna be at the mall.
You kind of that was your way of being protective of her feelings and her not being let down.
Well, that's a better way. Like I just, after we picked this topic, I was thinking about that's kind of stuff I should have did because me protecting my feelings and I'm upset, my emotions. Shit, if I get on your ass, you damn sure not. Now you got a good excuse why I don't come see you. Because man, every time I come over there, your uncle be tripping.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because anybody that ain't doing what they supposed to doing is looking for a convenient excuse.
It's really unfortunate. I'm always feel bad for the kids in these situations. But like I said, because I think so far ahead, because I know so many adults who are jacked up adults due to the broken promises of adults when they were kids. Right. I think about that. I'm like, oh, you act like this because as a child you were let down so much. You were told
something that I don't even think about.
You weren't supported. You weren't supported in things, and it makes really, really jacked up adults. So I think it's really, really important for kids in those unfortunate situations, co-parenting situations, to at least have one person who is a advocate for them.
Right.
Like so that's what I always think now. Who advocating for the kid? Like everybody think about mama thinking about her emotions, how she hurt. Daddy thinking about his emotions.
Right. That's who get hopes to hurt the most anyway. Yeah. So look, what you do? What's your like? What you do? What would you?
So if I was in an unfortunate situation where I had a co-parent who was not reliable, who made a bunch of broken promises, who told my child things, and now I'm starting to see the wear and tear on my child's psychological process because of these broken promises. It is absolutely my job as a protective parent to not allow my child to be tormented any further. That's my job. That's how I feel. Like it's my job to protect her physical, her psychological, emotional state. That's my job as a parent.
See, my mama didn't never talk bad about my dad. Like he'll say come and you don't come. I don't really remember that happening often because he didn't really come. So you ain't gotta let a motherfucker down when you ain't lied to him in the first place. But do you think that it takes some psychological effect on the kid when you're like, hey, well, you're not talking to your daddy because he's a liar? Because you're gonna have to explain your standpoint, or do you feel like you're gonna end up being the bad guy in the end because it's kind of like you're trying to protect her or him, and it backfire on you?
Kid, I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna tell you why I make it a point to be very verbal and transparent with people when it comes to this, because for one, and I'm gonna just put this out here because I told myself I wanted to touch on this while we were discussing this topic. I have learned and seen in life that a man who is not good at relationships does not always mean that he's not a good father.
Right, most certainly.
Does that make sense? Because a lot of women assume that because a man did you wrong, or because a man wasn't good to you, that he's a crappy dad. No. He's just, and it's same
wasn't
for
ready
women.
for what you was ready for.
Women. You can be paternal, but you could be a crappy lover or a partner. Just like for women, I could be an awesome mother, but I could have commitment issues in relationships. That does
Those
not
two don't
mean
go hand
that
in hand.
does not go hand in hand, but you would
Yeah.
be surprised, Frank, at how many people do not know that, especially women. And so I'm saying all of that to say that when I was growing up, you know, situation, my mom and dad were married, and they were both super duper young. That's the grace I'm gonna give them. They were both really, really young. So I'm not pointing fingers, blaming nobody. I still had an amazing childhood. But what happened was, I know my dad would never hurt me, very protective of me, loved me a lot. But when their situation didn't work out, my mother just took me, and I didn't see my dad for 5 years. And so when I got back to Texas when I was 10, it was really, really hard for he and I to pick up where we left off.
Right,
After
right, right,
I
right,
was gone for 5 years. Like, I left at 5, I came back as a preteen.
right.
Relationship never was the same. And it wasn't tumultuous the whole time, but it was really, really rocky those first
Because
4 to 5 years I was
you got
back.
your
So,
mind already, even though your mother ain't said nothing negative, you've
right.
already made,
And
you
she
already
never
put,
did. Never
yeah, you
talked
already
bad
made a picture
to
in
him.
your head though, because you felt like, hey, if he wanted me, he'd have came and got me. If he wanted me,
Right.
he'd have found us, which it ain't
And it
that
was
easy.
so
So
much, it was
at
just
that
really
do,
weird.
at what point do you blame Carmen for running off to where you were? You say you was in
I
like Pittsburgh or somewhere?
No, we went to Virginia, and then we
The
went back and
VA.
forth between Virginia and Cincinnati, Ohio. So I don't
Okay.
blame her, because like I said, she was young, and she definitely, once I talked to her, she let me know she did the best thing she thought she was supposed to do. And those are conversations that I'm happy as adults we're able to have. Like, mama, when you went somewhere for 5 years, do you really think that was the best thing to do? Boop, boop, boop. And we were able to have a really candid conversation about it, and there wasn't any blaming or finger pointing. I just wanted understanding.
So do you
And
think personally it was the best thing to do for her
no,
or for y'all?
no, it was for her. It
Yeah.
was definitely
Yeah,
the
yeah,
best
yeah, yeah,
thing to
yeah.
do for her, because it
Yeah.
was really, I was going to be around my child. Ain't no way I'm leaving my child nowhere. I don't care if he's a good dad or not. I wasn't going to leave my baby. And I get it.
Well,
As a
not
mother, you don't
necessarily,
want
but
to
the
leave.
communication. I would want, if me being a father, I would want, if you decide when me and my wife separated, you ain't taking the baby, and she was saying, hell, you ain't taking them. So we figured
Yeah.
out four days at your place, 3 at mine, 3 at mine,
Yeah.
4 at yours. So
Yeah.
I
And
feel
it's
like
really
I ain't
good if
letting
I was
mine.
able to do that. But sometime in the heat of the moment, as women, we oftentimes, like I said, think with all emotion. We don't think with logic. And
And
you're breaking a bond.
a
Like,
lot
or
of to
not even
me,
breaking it, but damaging it
a
to
lot
where
of
it
dudes
can't
don't fight
continue.
hard enough for me. I feel like a lot of people say they want their kids and they want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people want their kids on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of dudes don't want their
Oh, very
kids
true.
7,
Because when you
24/7, but
threaten
you
to
get
be like,
on.
well, go ahead and take it for a whole year. Well, no, no,
Right,
no.
right, right.
And it'd be like, yeah, you pump faking for Facebook or
Last
any
sip of that
other free
savory.
app.
Yeah, so I
Absolutely.
think
But
you gotta put more effort in it, because if a woman filed child support on me, which I was fortunate not to have that issue, then we need to go back to court and try to figure out if I can't get split, primary, joint, some form of custody. I'm just not gonna stop at the fact of you get to control when I see him or her or when I don't see him.
But let me tell
So
you what my situation did for me. And all of this is coming back to what I would do, because I feel like it's going to all come together and kind of encompass why I moved the way I moved. So once I had the conversation with my mom about, and we had this conversation even after my dad passed in 2019, just because I wanted to know what happened.
God rest his soul.
God rest his soul. But like I said, once, I want to say me and his situation was rocky, probably from the age when I was 10 all the way maybe until I was about 18, 19. So we're talking about
majority of them,
a good 7-9 year
8
period where it
years.
was like he's there, he's coming to all of the events and everything, but he's still a stranger. Like, I literally didn't even feel comfortable hugging him because I hadn't seen him in 5 years. Like, it's a familiar stranger who looks just like me. And I had to really get acclimated to that. But in my young adult years, we were able to pick back up and make a more positive turn. But I know that 5-year gap played a lot into that. And so what I do with my situation, bringing it into my current situation, is I told myself that no matter what happens or what goes down between me and her father,
personally, right?
As long as her father doesn't make empty promises to her, which is spirit crushing to her and messing with her psychological and emotional state, as long as he's not threatening her physical state, as long as he's protective, as long as he's letting anybody he deals with know the consequences that'll come with mistreating her or hurting her, I'm never going to allow our failed relationship to play a part in him having access to his kid. That's crazy to me.
I think too. I think that age and situation bring like that change. Your dad probably didn't change. Your dad probably had already become who he was and was trying to fight for you and get your attention. But as you got older, you start seeing shit for yourself. You start seeing how your mama act. I know with me personally,
my dad was 20 when he had me. My mom was 22. They were super young. Like at 22, 20, we might not know how young that is, but at 30.
Yeah. You look back and like, yeah, that ain't it.
Just looking at how I was then and now, it's like I was young.
So I think back like I said, my dad died when I was like 10. And I'm sitting in a funeral on the front row, you know what I'm saying, looking at people like, shit, why they crying? You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't missing nothing that I never really had. And I do remember as I got older, my dad would send me stuff from prison. You know, he would send me money from prison, send me a bike from prison. And this was in the 90s. But I do remember sitting there with him and realizing that we don't have nothing to talk about. You know, I would go see him in prison and we would be in the room together and he would buy me snacks and we'll watch TV and he would say, well, how's school?
Yeah.
Or how's your mama? How's your sister? Then it's like, you know, this is a 2-hour visit. That's a 2-minute conversation. But as I got older and I ain't the type of person to try to, but like having a baby mama like I got, which is my wife, like I got lucky. But I do see other people and see what they dealing with. And I'm not like, I don't hate my daddy no more because I do see how hard it is to maintain, how hard it is to deal with a woman that's scorned. That's how hard it is to deal with a person that already got their mind made up. A woman that feel like she hold the keys. A woman feel like they got the kid. It's their kid. You know, it's your kid until you need something. Then it's our baby needs shoes. Like that ain't really fair.
But it's really crazy that and this is how I know. I tell people all the time, I say this is how I know I've done a lot of growing, because I feel as though I have every reason to be quote unquote scorned, but for whatever reason I'm not. I don't know if it's because... I don't
see why you feel like you should be scorned though. Let me say this, not to cut you off.
Well, no.
9 out of 10 relationships don't work.
I mean, no. Listen, no. This is what I mean.
Did he steal out your corn purse?
And I'm not saying I am, but I feel like I have every reason to be because of the deception that took place. But I'm not.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
saying
that
like
happens though. That's just a part of a relationship.
Deception, you feeling like you were deceived, or deceptive, whatever. You absolutely have valid reason to feel away. But my thing is, when a child is involved, you then have to take yourself out of that, which takes maturity and growth, which I know. Know that something in 2017 took over my body and spirit and made me grow all the way the hell up.
Well, you got to for your kid. If not, you're going to pass those toxic traits down. You're going to pass that negativity down.
If let's just say this, if I had my same situation happen when I was in my 20s, I would have been in jail. Yeah. For sure. But now, older me, and this is why I believe that.
I mean, you might look good in orange, though. You might look good in orange. And if you really go crazy, I know you look good in white. I know. I mean, you're all white party. I know you'll be all right in white. They got somewhere for your ass.
I bet they do. But Frank, I really do believe that timing is everything. Everything happens for a reason.
Most certainly.
My child is here for a reason. And despite the circumstances, everything has worked out. I have not missed a beat. She ain't missed nothing. We ain't struggling. And on top of that, the co-parenting situation is nowhere near tumultuous like even myself thought it was going to be. It's not even
okay.
that.
If it was tumultuous, I just learned that word too. That. If it was, at what point do you shut him off? Well, we said when you shut him off, but what point do you allow him back access? Like, do you shut him down and just, when do you get the feeling to say, you know what, we're gonna try this again?
So in the event, I was in a situation that called for me to step in, be the protective parent over my child's emotions, say, you know what, since you got all these broken promises and whatnot, you're not going to be able to see the kid no more. I feel like if that was my testimony, it would take, I already know, I would basically we would have to go to court, because for me, for my kid, I would have to let the judge know when asked, especially if that individual is paying child support or anything. I would let the judge know, listen, there are promises, and because I was an ex-CPS caseworker too, this is gonna help. This is gonna all fall in line.
They're using the law in there.
I know how to put that law up in there, because people fail to realize that psychological abuse is a charge. Okay, it's a charge. That. You can get a charge if it's proven.
It's a woman somewhere that probably can file charges on me.
You are talking to a child crazy, and it's starting to take a psychological toll on your child, especially if that child is old enough to verbalize to the courts, yo, my dad or my mom does this and it makes me feel like this. I want to hurt myself. I want to do XYZ. At that point, the court will step in as well and back you up and say, well, you know what? If this parent is doing something to cause that child psychological harm, and this child is verbally letting the court know and there's proof, yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to terminate visitation rights. So to get visitation back to somebody who I feel has taken my child through any kind of psychological turmoil, we're going to court. And I'm bringing it up to the court.
I think I would probably do it
so eloquently to the court, they're going to listen to me.
I think I would probably do just like I'm saying. I don't really got to feel like fooling with no white folks and all that court shit. But
if a man really has changed his ways, if he was once unreliable, like if he was maybe going through a drug addiction or whatever, and I'm not saying that people aren't allowed to change and get better. I love to see it actually. But that word of mouth, I'm better now. I'm back again. I ain't going to
don't smoke crack no more, man.
We going to court. I'm going to let the judge know what's taking place thus far, how you made your child feel mentally, and we'll discuss it from there. And if they allow you visitation, then cool. But if not, it is my job again as a protective parent. And people fail to realize protective parent term, that's another CPS term for when you're in a situation with co-parents and one parent is off their game. Somebody got to step in and be the protective parent and do things like that.
So look, so what's the most toxic thing you've done or seen somebody do? Because I know you don't do things like this.
I'm human. You never know.
What you seen a scorned man do to the baby mama? Like, what's the most toxic?
Oh man. Murder. Like, people kill their kids. Like, do you want to go dark? Like, we hear about that. Like, people actually. Okay. I ain't gonna put my friend business out here. I was just talking to my homegirl last week. And my homegirl, my homegirl, she on here. If she watching, shout out to her. But my homegirl is in she doesn't have kids. She's in a stepmom situation, and the thing she was telling me was so fascinating. And I'm not gonna put her name out there or give any hints, but for the sake of hearing some of the things that she was telling me that the mother of her boyfriend's child was doing, I was astonished. I was shocked. It was sad, because she came to me basically like, Nakia, have you ever gotten to it with your child's with the child's father's girlfriend? And I'm like, no. She even texted me recently, and we had a conversation. I told her, thank you for giving my kid birthday gifts. It was cordial. Like,
right.
What I'm mad at her for?
Yeah.
Right. I'm not gonna be mad at her at all. Like, it is what it is. She owed me no loyalty. Like, she can sleep with any of my exes. She don't owe me. She's not a friend. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Like, this girl doesn't owe me loyalty. All is fair in love and war, and that's what he chose. It is what it is. And I'm too G to act crazy with her, especially if she buying my child stuff. But anyway,
talk that shit.
You know what I'm saying? She buying my
talk that shit.
Asking my kids size. Hold on. Let me tell you this, so you can buy her some stuff. But she was telling me that this young lady had the kids like just calling the guy saying, "Hey, mommy gonna hurt herself," and oh,
She
you
need
need
to
to
hang
come.
up with me and call 911, baby,
Yeah,
because
like mommy
I'm
gonna
just.
hurt
I mean,
herself,
I
and you
work in
need
the
to come
plants. I'm not a
back.
firefighter. I mean, I'm not a
Just
EMS.
like it's like this man is literally going through hell with the kid's mother,
Mom.
and it's so crazy to me because I've heard all these stories about good men who go through hell, but the reverse flip of it is it's like the quote unquote shitty baby daddies get the understanding baby mamas
Yeah,
that
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah,
sense.
yeah. Hey,
And
so
the
look,
flip
how long could you
side,
be in a relationship like that? Like, how long could to get to
it's
the point where you're like, hey,
crazy.
I like you, I love you, the
And
kid's cool, but your baby mama is
I
just.
hear horror stories. I feel like I hear horror stories daily about people going through these toxic co-parenting situations, and I'm so happy I can't relate, but it's really eye-opening to me and lets me know what else is out there that is opposite of my situation, and it's a telltale sign of how many people, men and women, because I'm not just gonna go in on the sisters just because we had the kids, but men and women are like, because men done did some toxic stuff too. Like you just had this guy out here in Pearland a couple days ago.
Oh, I hear
Had
that.
somebody come steal the little baby from the park.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, you heard about it. Everybody's phone was going off. Came steal the baby from
I'm
the
tired of
park.
people getting kidnapped. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Man, and
Yeah,
you know
somebody need to
what
find Amber. Somebody need to find the little motherfucker.
but he had somebody come take the baby from the park, I guess because there was a protective order against him. So, the court for the most part aren't going to even set up a protective order unless they have reason to, which means that for whatever reason the court deemed the guy
That's really
unsafe.
not true.
I don't know.
They kind of
Frank.
sway. They kind of sway towards the woman on that.
Well,
You
I ain't never
already
been in that
know.
situation.
You know,
I
Abbott
just
was out here.
know
Judge Abbott was out here
CPS.
changing lives for the last 20
I
years.
just know CPS wise, when I see protective order, baby, you're not supposed to come be around the kid, touch the kid. Give me the kid. Give me the kid so I can
Right.
take the kid back to the parent that don't have a protective order against them.
Right.
That's not how they go.
The one who was smart enough to file first is all that means.
Yeah, like the baby ain't even supposed to be with you. What are you doing, sir? So that in itself, to me, kidnapping, definitely threatening to harm your kid to get back at the parent, all of that would fall under the most crazy co-parenting fiascos
I
I've
don't
ever
think you
heard
could
of.
take it long. I think you, because since you are really like a repetitive runner, and let me, as always, invite these gentlemen into your inbox.
Please
Nino
don't.
Brown on Facebook. She can
Because I
date
feel
you
like
all
most
at
of
this point.
like they're not talking
But
about nothing.
you feel
Anybody in my
like I feel
inbox
like.
I'm interested in is not talking about nothing. They dry flirting, like get out my inbox, you ain't talking about nothing.
But then you don't want them to do nothing. They dry flirting, but you ain't showing no concern back. Y'all be dry. Y'all be dry. You get to.
Don't like
I seen
people
a
gotta
post the other day. The
understand.
lady says the
You
guy
ain't
told her
offering no.
to be
I'm
ready
gonna
at
tell you
7.
now. I'm gonna go. Let me go and put it out there. If you ain't offering no dates, you ain't
They
talking
got
about
to
nothing.
get to that point. A person got.
You
They
ain't
got to get
asking
to
for
that
my
point.
number. You ain't talking about nothing. You ain't offering no dates, no link ups. You ain't talking about nothing. Like, thank you for the compliments. You ain't talking about nothing.
But then y'all
It's
be
fine.
saying, I seen a post. A woman say the dude told her to be ready at 7. The woman got mad, saying the dude is trying to control her. What?
No,
What?
I love it. But I'll be like, at least make sure I got a babysitter. That's crazy. I don't have a babysitter at 7. I got a kid. Now, if you want that kind of act, you gonna have to get somebody without no kids. And that's another thing. Any
But
man
you
that
ain't gonna
want
put no effort to
kids,
find a babysitter after man have already tried to make a date with you.
listen, let me tell you
Man,
something.
y'all too hard.
Another thing I gotta put out there: any man that want kids, don't even follow my inbox. I'm not having them on. So there's that too.
I mean, we all got 5 already. We don't really got to have no more. I mean,
but it's some.
Yeah, we already got plenty of kids already. We don't got to have no more.
I definitely I've heard of so many co-parenting fiascos, and again, the person I am most saddened for are the kids.
Yeah, the kids.
And my personal duty, because I can't control everybody else, Frank. We can't control the world, but I do feel like what we can take away from this situation, this podcast, okay, I feel like whatever we saw our parents do wrong, because they're human and they're allowed the grace to do wrong stuff, just like we're not going to get it right all the time as parents, but we need to take each situation that was done wrong generationally and correct it to the best of our ability going forward.
Most certainly.
And so my duty, based on what I saw my parents go through, even though they did the best they can, love them both to death, childhood wasn't messed up or nothing like that. I definitely took from them and told myself that no failed relationship would dictate the relationship my kid has with her father and with her father's side. And I'm proud to say that my kid people on her dad's side love her. They know her. She know most of her cousins her age. She go to the parties.
Secrets out, y'all. I'm that kid's daddy.
Boy, you finna get hit in the head with a pan. A bomb out of nowhere.
Say Charles, boy, so he needs at least one kid. Charles, go jump in that inbox, my boy. You might better change your mind when you're on that wine, baby.
No, somebody got Charles already. He good. Somebody gonna do it now. And
jump in the inbox, Charles, just for practice, fella.
No, you gotta understand too. What I just put out there was a disclaimer for myself. Now, I'm not saying that you should be discouraged. I'm just saying you should find somebody else. And this is for anybody. You should find somebody else because, baby, listen, no I'm 37. I done already got on the parenting train. And the parenting train for me is gone. It is floated off into the abyss. It is gone.
You want to give him one more?
I am done. I am done with that.
I think now that I'm thinking, these niggas have got real toxic because it's been often that the baby daddy go kill the baby mama, the kids, and then kill himself. So you just gonna let her new boyfriend just go out there and find a new woman? You ain't gonna kill him too? What kind of nigga is you?
Did you hear about the young lady? Unfortunately, I think this happened in New York somewhere. She was at a baby shower. Her baby shower. Pregnant. His boyfriend killed her.
That was yesterday or the day before. Yeah, I just read it on Yahoo News. At the baby shower.
At her baby shower with her new dude.
Yeah. Now, while I'm over there eating devil eggs, he wants to get to popping off. You know what I'm saying? The best devil eggs is at the baby shower. Am I still
breaking up, Charles? Let me know if I'm still breaking up, man, because I saw the little Wi-Fi thing come on. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, that shit contagious. My little cheap Wi-Fi started messing up here.
And look, I got Xfinity. They charge an arm and a leg. They better get right.
Yeah, but everything that costs a lot ain't good.
I know.
I got the same company. T-Mobile got a $50 joint. Let me plug that. I'm gonna try it out.
Can you hear me good though, Frank?
I can hear you very well, ma'am.
Okay. So listen, speaking of craziness, I want to touch on this real quick too. Thank you, Charles. Since I've been seeing this a lot in the news lately. We definitely need to talk about a healthy like or a healthy love of other people. Can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah.
Like
what do you?
way
that's a little different though, because I think it varies. What's healthy for you might not be healthy for me.
No, but that's the thing. So listen, it's a standard. I want to say it's a standard, healthy way to love. Loving everybody. We talked about this before the show. Everybody got different love languages, but right. I feel like when it gets to the point of murder. You want to murder me because it didn't work out? You want to like kill me? That is obsession.
It stopped way before that. Let me say, when you get to the point that you cannot live without me.
Nobody to like me that much, bro.
Yeah. If you get to the point you can't live without me, kill yourself first. And
don't like listen, anybody out there. And what I mean by a standard way to love, Charles, I mean there's normal, okay? There's that because if it wasn't a standard way to love, the word obsession wouldn't even exist.
Yeah, obsession definitely exists.
You have normal love, like okay, I have a healthy. Let me not even say normal. Maybe that was a poor choice of words, Charles. Healthy. There's a healthy way to love and like somebody. There's a healthy way to admire somebody. But when you start seeing
what's a healthy way that these guys admire you from your inbox?
Just talk to me. Just be normal. Like, it's not hard. But when you start, say for instance, I miss a message you sent, or you saw that I looked at it and maybe I forgot to respond back.
No, you didn't forget.
An hour later, you cussing me out. You B, I know you saw that. You stupid. You're nuts.
Yeah,
that's not healthy.
It shouldn't even matter that much.
Females. The same
it shouldn't even matter that much.
Women, I saw a post. A chick was basically like, if I respond to a man and he don't respond in 4 minutes, that means he for the streets. I'm like, 4 minutes? Like,
yeah, that means he has a job. Yeah, that means he has a job.
What's going on in your mind, in your life, to make you that obsessed with another individual?
Yeah, so I'm glad you said that, because that that touches on what considers normal. Are we talking? And it's good that you switch from healthy. to normal, because normal is what society makes it, right? And what society is giving everybody on everything like this. Y'all get tired of me saying this shit. It's all trendy and it's all wrong. So all women think, and guys too, you think you're a good man because you go to work and you take care of your family, you pay the bills. Women think they're good because they keep the house clean. So that's normal, but a healthy is different. So I'm glad you changed the word into healthy. Because
somebody said some just feel entitled. It's definitely a false sense of entitlement going on. I want to talk about this.
Oh, what about the stripper the guy just followed her, came from out of town to kill her?
How do you like somebody that much? Like, okay.
Man, the man drove hundreds of miles away.
Okay, so here's the thing, because I heard so many theories, and I'm gonna be very straight about when I say I've heard so many theories. I can't speak on nothing.
You don't know, right? No facts.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. None of it is facts. These are all things that I'm reading online, because this is a story that I feel like last week I was keeping up with a little bit. Everybody was like, oh, that was her sugar daddy. Oh, she got what happened to her because she stole some money. Okay. Not even saying this right, but outside of obsession, if some money went through if it was a money situation, whatever, still messed up what happened to her. But I could maybe see that as
the anger out of anger,
opposed to simply obsession.
Yeah.
My normal brain, because I might be hot-headed, but I'm not psycho. Like, I normally, I tell people all the time.
But you did bust the dude windows out of his car, though.
No, Frank. My love is very subtle. My love is so subtle, you won't even know it's there hardly. That might be my problem. I have a life of my own. I want my man to have a life of his own. I want my man to have friends of his own. I got friends of my own. Please go spend time with your family. I'm going to spend time with my family. Please don't make me your world. I'm not going to be your world, love. You can replace me. And I let people know all the time, because I don't want you to kill me. Listen, no, I'm replaceable.
I am really not the best.
I'm replaceable.
I mean, I'm good for you. I'm good for you, but I ain't the best thing and only thing for you.
And you know what's so weird to me, Frank? I've known women in my past who have verbally said, I want my man obsessed with me. I want him to worship me. And I'm like, do you know that's how murder happens? Like, seriously, it sounds good at first, okay? It sounds all glittery and sparkly and bedazzled at first, but when you really, really get to the meat of him and his brain, if a man makes you his world and you quote unquote not feeling it no more and try to leave, do you know he will kill you? And I asked that question. Oh, girl, I don't even think I don't think like that. That's negative. No. I want to put things in perspective, because I'm asking and I'm pointing it out to you from a place of love and caring. And that even go for men that want women to be like all over them and falling. Do you know she will stab you in your sleep the first time you threaten to leave? Like, that is not healthy.
Check this out.
Is not healthy.
Check this coming out from Charles. Said, I had a homeboy that was on Dr. Phil, and because someone stole his picture and created a persona, a lady fell in love with him. And she probably loved him, and that wasn't even him she was talking to.
That is nuts. Okay, so
have you ever got catfished?
Let me ask you this, Frank. Have you, before your wife, had anybody ever obsessed with you that you was like, that loved you or liked you so much that made you nervous?
No, that's kind of for cute guys. Never really happened. Never really happened. Never really happened to me.
But listen, your personality though, friend. Friend, you're not ugly. Stop talking. I don't like how you talk about yourself. We gonna
Hey,
talk
that shit
about
for that shit for
more.
bright niggas. That shit is for
I don't
red
like
niggas. Red niggas only.
I don't like how you play yourself down. You're very likable and cuddly.
Listen,
I don't like that.
shit is for
Don't
red niggas. You ain't never seen a woman chase a dark nigga. You understand what I'm saying? She ain't obsessed. Turn the lights out, we disappear. I get around the bitch. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, you gotta understand, like some of the dark men is the ones that's being chased after and stuff.
Well, that's new. See, now we in now. See, we was African booty scratchers in elementary, and all of a sudden, we kings again. We chocolate.
I just don't like you calling yourself ugly. Don't do that. We gonna talk
but listen,
about that.
I ain't never had nobody. My relationships are kind of like how you say. Like I don't let people in my space. So you could probably like love me from afar, but it's like I can like block your number. You don't know where to find me anymore. You know what I'm saying?
You're a ghoster. Well, that
I'm a type of cat that I can really disappear on you.
That's how stalkers are created.
So have you had anybody that was truly obsessed with you?
Well, let's talk about that because we was talking about toxic traits earlier in the show. So you do know that like ghosting people is a toxic trait, right? I've done it.
I don't really feel like it's a toxic trait. I just feel like that when it's over, it's over. See, people take stuff too far. You're trying to turn a situationship into a relationship. This was a 3-night stand.
You don't, but that's not right. Okay, and I'm not saying, and I'm saying it's not right. I've done it as well.
But you've done it.
I was a repetitive ghoster for years. But
you currently are a ghoster.
I got a testimony, and I had somebody find me, and he had a courageous conversation with me because I bumped into him, and I think I ghosted him maybe 2 years prior. And
he still wanted to talk to you?
He told me, he pulled me, first of all, when he pulled me to the side, I was scared for my life because I was a little tipsy. I really didn't know how this man was going to respond because he came on so strong in like a 2-date period. And I really, now thinking back, I don't think he meant harm, but I just watched way too many murder documentaries. And you got to watch how you come for me. I'm very, very paranoid. You have to be really subtle with me.
Man, you can't. The man just trying to show you his love language.
I was scared. So luckily back when I was like dating a whole lot, this maybe was literally like 08, 09, 2010.
When you was busting out windows and all that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was
go ahead.
No, I was busting it something else. But anyway.
Busting it out.
So yeah, man, I didn't let him know where I stay. That was my thing with dates too. I don't let nobody know where I stay. I'm gonna meet you in a public place. We're gonna go hang out.
So what happened?
And he started, first off, he tried to kiss me on the first date. I don't like that. I don't know where your mouth been. I don't like it. And
he know where it's going though.
I didn't like it. I was like, back up, scrape your tongue. But anyway,
that's understandable.
He did that, and then he read like a poem to me.
No.
That was really creepy. And it had blood.
What shade?
It had like blood in it,
it?
like the thirst of my blood, your blood and my blood run together. And
not to cut you off, but was he dark skinned? Was he dark?
I love dark skin. Yes.
No, was he dark?
He was brown. He was like my complexion.
No. The nigga was paper bag brown. He don't get to be dark. Yeah, no. I mean, I only speak for the dark niggas.
Yeah, he
No, that's something that I feel like that's a no-no
like
too.
Your blood and my blood will come together as one.
No.
We will intertwine and the flesh of the lips. And
what was the conversation after when y'all seen each other 2 years later? It was
like really Twilight. But anyway, I saw him and he walked up to me, pulled me to the side, and I was like this. I was terrified and drunk. I was terrified and tipsy. But anyway, he pretty much was just like, yo, do you know that how you ended things with me like really, really changed me? I didn't appreciate it. And he was just like, I don't even like know how to treat a woman right anymore. I don't even like know
how could a 2-day relationship with a person, I don't even know your last and middle name. Like, how does that scorn me?
Yeah, he knew mine. That's the thing. Like, he found me on Facebook, like shortly after I blocked him.
Homie wasn't dark. Homie wasn't dark skinned.
But no, he told me, he had me feeling really bad, Frank. He was like, I don't even like pour my heart out to women anymore. It's a nice young lady I met.
What heart? What heart are you pouring out?
He was like, he didn't know how to open up to her because of how I ghosted him when he showed me his feelings. And I did explain to him, I was like, well, dude, we went on 2 dates. You came on really, really strong. He was like, but when a man know, we just know. And I've heard that before, but I was like, you were talking to me about like blood and flesh, right? Like straight to
he was just reciting DMX. You don't remember that album? That's what the nigga was just saying. You tripping? He was out here on that DMX, flesh of my flesh and blood of my blood, and you took it the wrong way.
He's scared of me.
Weird.
And if you listen, as a man, I'm not scared of much. I'm scared of tornadoes and cocaine. If you scare me, you're
say you dodged the bullet. You dodged the bullet. You dodged the bullet on that one.
Yeah, but nah, man, again, I'm not the female that agree with the whole worship me, love me normally, like me normally. I don't require all of that, and I really, 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 really want you to have a life of your own. Like I really,
really would have like been drunk and leaned back, like, bro, you really a mark. 2 years later, you still talking about this same thing. You still talking about this from 2 years later?
That was the craziest experience I ever had. But I'm finna get into these comments because they starting to come in. Yeah, but I'm seeing way too many people, and it could have a lot to do with COVID, people losing jobs. Like I know it's really a whole lot. It's a whole lot of variables to consider, and I'm really nervous. Honestly, I'm really nervous about the holiday season because I know unemployment came to an end, and it's just really shitty out here. And I am empathetic to the fact that it's really shitty for a lot of people out here right now.
So that mean you gonna date broke dude since you're so empathetic? No. Because I was gonna shoot them to your inbox too.
No.
Yeah.
I said I'm empathetic. Like I'm gonna keep them in prayer. Okay.
Not pathetic.
I'm gonna definitely continue to repost. I'm gonna continue to repost these job listings for them, and because I'm barely.
The nigga trying to work on you though. Yeah, I mean, the man, he know that he got an application down at UPS. He know they hiring. He got an application down there with them. He trying to see what you talking about.
I'm keeping him in prayer and uplifted. So Charles the homie, thank you for tuning in. By the way, Charles, you can be anywhere in the world. You get with us. Charles said, "Yeah, that's crazy. I agree. There's a standard. You shouldn't want to harm or hurt someone. No, you shouldn't. For leaving or breaking up, that's crazy. And they haven't done something like crazy, like if okay.
Oh, here come the disclaimer.
I do think we should do disclaimers now. Now, if you just flat out being disrespectful and you having sex with people in your bedroom where you live with your other person and your person catch you, don't expect not to get stabbed or shot. I ain't talking about that. I'm not talking about a crime of passion. A crime of passion. It's a difference between a stalker crime and a crime of passion. A crime of passion is when you've been blatantly disrespected. That point, I might understand a little more. So that's just putting that out there. So I'm just feeling entitled.
You hurt that guy's feelings. You broke him. He ain't gonna never be the same.
I just did. He scared me. And this is the thing. One thing I definitely am not going to do is be mean to somebody who likes me. I've never been mean to a guy that likes me. What I will do is avoid you at all costs. I'm not gonna be mean to you. So that way, when you find me, that's kind of my hey, lifting my hands up, waving the white flag. Well, I wasn't mean to you. I just kind of went.
Go ahead and do the comments, and I want to ask you more about that once you get through the comments.
Charles said people fall in love with the presentation of people. Absolutely. It's called infatuation.
Right. You never even get to know their mind.
It is fake. It is crazy. And I've even caught myself being infatuated, like, because I'm a visual person, but infatuation to me is merely admiring how somebody's look. But I literally now at my big age will catch myself and be like, Kia, pause. You really just like how he look. You don't know if this boy got issues. He could be on the side of somebody's head. You really got to consider everything. His breath could stink, he can be funky, all kind of stuff. I have a homeboy that was on Dr. Phil because somebody stole his pictures and created a persona and a lady fell in love. That is insane. Facebook user. I wish I saw y'all name. I'm gonna go back and look for sure. Some put themselves in situations like that because they think playing with people's heart and emotions is a game. That's something I do not agree with. And no cost. You should be very transparent. Let people know your intentions. I know I do. I'm not playing with nobody's feelings. But at the same time, if I feel like you're coming on too strong, I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm not gonna take advantage of you. I'm gonna leave because you may slice my throat.
It's on his mind.
Sounds like danger. Yes, ma'am. I told my husband, don't love me too much. Let me live. Yep.
Yeah, that's Paula.
Exactly.
Paula says she told him don't love him too much.
Not too much. Love me normal. Love me normally. I am replaceable. Linda, yes.
Most certainly. There's somebody better than me out there. I want you to know that.
It can happen to you. Lanessa, the lies you tell Frank, dark skin for the win. I know that's right. Chocolate. Yeah, but
Lanessa married to a red nigga. I mean, Lanessa, I've been buying cool cups from your house. I have been buying cool cups from her house for like 10 years, and she ain't never give me no play. But all of a sudden, dog news are, go ahead. I'm going to digress.
So tell me who this person is, Frank. Facebook user. I like my men like a black hole in the bed.
That's Paula. That's Paula.
She said
like Paula P.
Thank you for tuning in, Paula. Lanessa, I always like dark-skinned dudes. Accidentally got a lighter dude. It's crazy. I definitely like men my color or darker, but I always attract the light brights. Always.
Man, that's because
the light brights love to and I think they be trying to like compensate maybe for their likeness. They be like, I'm gonna get somebody chocolate.
Yeah.
Just to prove how black I am, because I've always had to fight for my blackness. I want a dark sister.
Man, we was all African booty scratchers to like
it was
to currently.
Back, though. Now it's melanin. My melanin
full effect. Full effect.
Linda Harrison said, well, I'm toxic as fuck. I stay ghosting. I'm a ghoster. But I'm learning.
She ain't staying long.
But Linda, I'm learning that it is definitely, while it is still okay to separate and remove yourself from situations that do nothing for you, sometimes.
That ain't ghosting.
No. Oftentimes, it's okay to give an exit speech. That's all I'm saying.
Do you owe people that though? Like, do you owe a person that?
No, you don't. Now, Frank, you don't owe anybody anything.
Okay.
You don't owe anybody anything in the world but to stay black and die, like they used to say back in the day. But a therapist will tell you, because again, I'm starting therapy. A therapist will tell you that just as a common courtesy, just simply as a, you know what, I'm not an insensitive butthole and I do care about your feelings, but I'm still gonna leave. Let me just give you these words before I leave. And it's okay to let people know why you're leaving, because maybe they can apply that to their next situation. And
look, you better ghost these cats. Last person tried to explain why they was leaving. That boy put it on the barbecue pit. She should have called him. She should have.
Well, no, and I'm not telling.
That was the whole situation.
I ain't telling nobody to go to nobody in person and explain either. All I'm saying is, and when I say explain, I don't even want to say explain because it sounds like you owe them, like I said. But it's a courtesy. A courtesy is an option. A courtesy is me simply saying, you know what, this is why I'm leaving. Maybe you can use it going forth and apply the lesson, because clearly I'm not a blessing. I'm a lesson for you. That's okay. I want you to apply the lesson and be a better person for your next relationship, or simply don't scare your dates off. Don't scare your dates off.
Don't start reading no DMX on the second date, boy.
Yeah, don't be scary. Charles said that's sad. They scary out here though, man. Linda, not sad. I just know my worth. No time for foolishness. Absolutely.
Certainly.
Again, it's nothing wrong with removing yourself, but I do think sometimes, because it's something called avoidance something. Therapists. I've been reading a lot lately, y'all. I'm trying to fix me, but I have told myself that before exiting relationship situations, I don't mind giving people an exit interview. Sure, it ain't gonna be in person either.
They already know why you're exing anyway. I mean, we already had to talk before
but
this.
At least now, like henceforth, you can't run up on me. I don't know why she stopped talking. No. You know exactly why I stopped talking to you because I told you.
What if he like broke down and did the Ursha like?
I would have ran
in the place.
I would have ran because I was nervous and I was side eyeing my homegirl like this him.
Get the strap.
Remember? Yeah, I was nervous.
And you had talked about the dude. Come on, man.
I just that was probably like the closest I feel I've gotten to somebody being obsessed. If anybody is obsessed with me now, I'm unaware and I'm okay with being unaware. Please don't let me know. And I doubt it. I'm like I said, I'm regular as shit. I ain't shit. Don't be obsessed with me.
No bullshit.
He was all in and didn't know how to express it properly. Okay, Charles. Yeah, that's probably what it was. It very well because we was young.
How do you get all in so fast though? I don't understand that.
He said he knew. He said he knew I was his person. He said he knew, and I was like, I have not got the memo yet.
Listen, so he was your person, but you was his person, but he wasn't yours. So the woman he with right now, is that his person or is that just?
I don't know where he at. I don't know where that child at.
That's all right. He'll inbox you. He'll see this.
I'm so scared of him. He might be. That guy on Dr. Phil was one of my son's close friends. Oh, wow. Oh, I forgot. My auntie, Rochelle, she is from the Fort Worth area, and Charles is from the Fort Worth. Charles is from Fort Worth, so it's very, very possible. It's very, very possible that y'all know the same person. She said, I love chocolate. Darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. I know that's right.
Hey, auntie. Hey.
Linda, sometimes I just want to be a nigga, get mine and leave. I get it. I get it. And like I said, you don't owe nobody nothing. You don't.
Fair exchange ain't no robbery, though. Fair exchange ain't no robbery.
Man. But yeah, man.
I always, when I was single, I was hoping that you leave. And so how I would do that to make sure that you leave, I would meet you at hotel rooms because I only paid for 3 hours, and whether you can stay in here if you want.
But you can still get okay. You do know people get like stabbed and like stalked at hotel rooms, right?
Yeah, but see, right now I'm praying that we both have the same thing on our minds. Yeah, I wasn't even the type. It was a big turn off for me if you come in there and sit on the bed like you didn't know what we were coming for. Like we like don't come in here and sit on the bed.
I will say this now at my older age and have watched more documentaries and have heard of more horror tales and murders of people linking up and being obsessed and especially because I have a female child, I am so leery of the dating world now. And that's like, it's crazy out there. It really is.
See, I used to tell women that I'm from the North Side, a place that I never go. So when they get to looking for me on the North Side, like, they never find me.
I have heard so many horror stories. And I'm always still shocked even by people who are in the dating world and use online dating apps. It's like, I don't knock them and I don't judge them because, again, if you're really adamant about, quote unquote, finding that person, like if that's really, really your goal, like you got everything in life you want, now you gotta find, and that's your only means, then by all means, use your resources, be resourceful. But me, I'm not comfortable. And then people are like going to people's houses on the first date and stuff. Y'all is comfortable.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's stupid. Like
they're
doing
it. It's happening. I had a friend back in the day, an old friend of mine. That I'm not cool with no more. And child, she was meeting people in the Walmart, going home with them, and telling me
was she from
operate
Alabama?
On faith and not fear. And I said, well, go on, boo.
Was she from Alabama?
Huh?
Was she from Alabama?
Oh, no. I don't know.
No, that wasn't her. That wasn't the situation that I had. Yeah, that wasn't the situation. I mean, nothing.
But people are being courageous and maybe,
safety always got to come first, though, man.
But in those best case scenarios, they're finding their person online and that's fine. But I'm terrified. And I think that has a lot to do, too, with the reason why I've dated men who I've always, like, at least, even if they weren't in my close circle, I've known somebody who knew them. Like, what is it, the 6-7 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
I've always been able to get a verbal reference like, yo, is he? And they be like,
so when you break over the dude, you're like, well, what's your cousin name?
huh?
Reference. When it don't work with you, like, hey.
Well, now, okay, see, that's for the episode. Bob? Well, that's for the episode where we're gonna discuss when is it okay to date your friends, and we'll get on that. We'll get on that because living in Houston, you gonna cross paths. I know
most certainly.
Of females I'm cool with. I'll be like, oh girl, we got the same taste because we done got 3 dudes. We done. We got the same taste, but I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. He for the street.
Man, we gonna close this thing out, man. I really appreciate everybody that's rocking with us, man. I saw Charles and Auntie. So one time I was in Chicago getting off the train, and I told this lady, "Thank you, Auntie," and I gave her a tip. She was so pissed off at me. She got off the train and like, "Don't disrespect me like that." And I was like, "What you talking about?" She was like, "Yeah, with that Auntie shit." And I was like,
but in different regions, just like if you go to New York, how we say fool, nah, fool. If up there, I ain't no fool, son. Like they go off.
Yeah, Auntie.
So once we go to like the Midwest, West Coast, New York.
Yeah, Auntie in Chicago means like a woman that older, old, but you sneaking with like a sneaky link, a sneaky link.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Auntie.
No, but down here, she from Texas. My kinfolk from Texas.
Yeah, but we appreciate the love.
Ain't no disrespect.
Make sure we get comments, suggestions to the inbox. To email us, askotcpodcast.
We appreciate everybody for tuning in.
Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. We're gonna do a 20th episode in person 20th episode. So we're getting that together right now. That should be fun.
It'll be a good time. Well, y'all take it easy.
Spark came late. Sparkle!
Let me read Spark's comment. Hey, friend. I'm definitely thankful for anybody just pulling up. So, Sparkle, I recommend not using dating sites with free membership. I feel like the ones where you have to put your money into it are taken more seriously. I can agree with that.
Most certainly.
Plenty of Fish and OK Stupid are free. I believe in all it does is attract crazies and people looking for casual hookups. That is really good advice. I agree.
Yeah. I never heard of OK Stupid.
Me neither. Why would you even want to be on a dating app called OK Stupid? That's crazy. Like you're already being condescended out the gate. Like I wouldn't even.
Right.
Like I wouldn't. But that's good advice, friend. My aunt says she's actually from Akron, Ohio. But I call her auntie. Like my auntie, no, it's not disrespect. Call her
auntie Rochelle. If you look anything like Carmen, inbox me.
You know what?
If you got a Harley, let me know, man. Hey, we appreciate the love.
Thank y'all for tuning in.